Okay, guys, we're going to get started here real quick. Okay, the topic I want to talk about is companies, guys and gals that want to get into the junk removal business. Okay, um, some of some of the things that I've got, not got, but some of the things I've heard um, here in recent days is companies. Or people, I should say, not companies, but people wanting to get into the junk removal business, and they have a job, a full-time job already, and they've got good benefit packages and good health care package and things that way. And they want to get into the junk removal business, and they want to quit their job to do junk removal full time. Let me tell you, this is a bad idea, especially right now. Was there good money to be made in junk removal business? I got in it 3 years ago. I'm in three years now, and when I got into it, we made some good money. We did. At the time, I was full time employed. At the time that my partner, at the time, he was full time employed, and things started really rocking and rolling. And so I was the first one to leave my position and come into the junk space full time. And do I regret that now? Yeah, I do. Does my partner regret that now? Yes, he does, because he left a really good job working at the county. He was a county inspector, had great benefit package, health care, and so on. But what we seen at first coming in, we seen really good money. The business just took off really strong. But also, it took off strong because we got hooked up with an organization that promised us that big money would be on its way. They took over our website. They took over our at the time. Excuse me. Boy, I can't talk tonight. At the time that we launched, they had us launch Google Ads. They just took over the whole thing. Our website. They built our website and things that way. Took over the whole thing. Was it good? It was good when we first started. But definitely I've learned a lot of things since then. Did it stay good? No, it did not. Here until this year. Last year was still pretty good. We seen a little bit of slowdown period started coming in to the winter. Winter time's always going to be slow. We're going to slow down in the winter time here. And so we started slowing down. And then things started slowing down even more than usual, and stuff. So we started looking at what's going on, and at the time we were spending big money. I'm telling you, big money on this organization, Google Ads, major money. We were making money, but we were spending as much as we were making. We built the company up and things. Were we getting rich? Were we getting a consistent paycheck? No, we were not. And the reason why we weren't, because we had the big Google ad budget. We had the I don't know. I'm going to call it franchise fees, but it wasn't a franchise. It was a franchise like, but it wasn't a franchise. But we had all those fees. We had their call center, so we had that expense. and and some of the other advertising we had at the time. So as much as we were making, it was going out, because when we got into it, we thought with this organization, we thought that they knew it, they were in business, they had a junk removal company that they were building and currently running and still running, and we thought, well, okay, they're in the know. They had built a business, they had 6 trucks, they knew what they were doing. They had, quote, the secret sauce. That's what they convinced us of. And when it first started, it was good. It really was. It was good until it wasn't. What we've seen happening with this organization, that there were some internal problems going on and things. And we come out of, was it South Carolina, North Carolina, at Junk Con. They called it Junk Con. And we come out of there. We went back there and did that. And coming out of Junk Con, we were doing okay. We were still doing okay. And then we got a phone call one day. And the phone call was with my Google ad rep at the company. And he says, how's things going? We started talking to him a little bit. He says, well, we're going to get you turned around. And at that time, my partner and I was like looking at each other and going, they're going to get us turned around. What do you mean turned around? And stuff. So we started asking questions and things. And then the next time I reached out to my rep, then he was no longer there. Because, right, before we knew he wasn't there, our Google Ads campaign started slipping. And it started slipping fast. And then so I called up and I asked for my rep, and he was no longer with him. And I got a new rep. And they go, oh, we're going to get you turned around, blah, blah, blah. No, they never did. They had internal problems that what my partner and I at the time said, and we still say, is they lost their best and brightest talent at some point in time, then. Because we started seeing everything just nosediving really bad. And they kept saying, reassuring us that this was going to get turned around. We're going to start seeing positive income, positive flow, cash flow. It never turned around. All we heard is nothing but promises, but no results. And they just wanted to keep us on the hook, keep paying the monthly fees and things that way. So we decided, my partner and I, we decided to say, you know what, we're going to cut ties at this point. Things are not going the way we feel that it needs to go in a positive direction. So we cut ties with that organization. Now, let me say this. If you get hooked up with any organization that builds your website and controls your entire business model online, be careful. Because they built our website, and us pulling out of their organization, we had to get new hosting and transfer the website out of their control into our control. And so we got new hosting and everything else. In transferring that website out, even though we paid big money to have this website built by them and everything, coming out, they screwed the website up big time. So I wound up having to get another company, website people that build websites and stuff, to rebuild my site because it was so screwed up. So we paid, again, I paid big money to have my website built, my new one. Is it good? It's okay. I can live with it. Is it the end all be all of websites? Yeah, no. To me, it's average. It's nothing that's like, oh my God, off the chart, and you're going to get major responses from it. No, it's not. I had a lot of input in it. I'll say that, in building it. So some of that could have been my problem, my mistake, whatever. That's the way I look at it now. It's kind of like spilt milk. No use crying over spilt milk now. Spent the big money, you know. So coming this year, first of this year, we really seen a downturn. Because we went through, I went through personally, 08, 2008 downturn, economy crashed. I was in a different business at the time. I owned a plumbing company and a restoration company. And when 08 happened, my problem then was I didn't allow the business to push me along. I jumped out in front of it. We got, out there on the credit, got out there trying to make more business, make things happen. And I didn't have my eye on the economy. I didn't look at it. I was just looking to trying to get my business built, get my two companies built and everything moving. 2008 crash hit, and it was like somebody flipped the switch and turned off the lights. Let me tell you, it was not pretty. End of the day, long story short, I lost my companies. I lost both my companies. I lost my house. I lost everything. So at that point, that was pretty devastating for my wife and I. So we decided to go on a little sabbatical and get away from it all and kind of regroup, lick our wounds, so to speak, and move on. So we came back, we went to Tennessee. We went all over the country. I bought a dually truck and had it all equipped. We went hauling RVs across from the manufacturers to the dealers. We were all over the country, Canada. We've seen a lot of great country. It was fun, a little stressful for me, because I drove truck years and years ago when I was really younger, and I didn't really like it then. But we were able to make this work, and the wife, she loved it. She would love to go back doing it now. But anyways, we come off the road. We stopped doing that. And I went back to work for a plumbing company, running their underground department. I built their underground department where we went in and put in sewer mains in the streets, city and municipality work, private contractors and private homeowners putting in sewer lines and water lines. I helped them build that department up. Then I wound up getting hurt on a job where we had a hole dug and the side collapsed on us. And I went in, we started to go into the hole, and I reached over and grabbed a arborvitae bush. And at the time to try to help myself from falling into the hole, I wound up tearing my rotator cuff. So I wound up having to go through surgery through that. And about the time I did that, COVID hit, everything was all messed up. So long story short, again, it took me a year to get into surgery, get through recovery. I was out in a complete year. So going back, I was unable to go back to the position that I was in because I couldn't handle the type of work that I was doing and things. So I wound up becoming an estimator for that company for a while, where I'd go out and bid sewer lines and bid all the work and stuff that way. And then I was looking for a side hustle. Then I started looking for a side hustle and things. And my son-in-law, he was like going, well, I think I'm going to do a side hustle. I think I'm going to do junk. And I said, okay, well, at the time I was thinking about doing firewood, getting some firewood in and, start bundling it and selling it and stuff that way, just something to do. Well, I started looking into the junk removal business, and I could make more money in junk removal than I could doing firewood. So I pivoted, Since I already had a dump trailer, because I had gotten a dump trailer from my firewood business, I already had a dump trailer and I already had a pickup truck. So I labeled this pickup truck and I labeled the dump trailer, and I went into and built my first website, built the company up to Junk 911, what we are now, and I built it up. And then my daughter and son-in-law decided they wanted to come in as partners on the company, and we started working it. And then he wound up leaving his county job to come into the junk removal business with me, so we can both start working it, because we didn't really see any stop, any downturn, anything stopping, majorly stopping. We said, okay, we've gone through a winter time, it slows down. Okay, that's fine. But the biggest thing that I learned is that coming into this industry, this industry is not a regulated industry. This industry is it's a luxury service. Okay. So when things get tight, the luxury services out there, they get hit the hardest, because people are going to start cutting back and they're going to start doing things themselves. Okay. So with all that said, do I regret the decision that we're seeing? Because we really didn't see a downturn in the economy. It came pretty fast. But we weren't way out ahead of the company like I was in my plumbing company. I was, we were pretty well set. We still, we had some debt, but it's short-term debt, on the dump truck that we wound up buying. And things, we had some short-term debt there, and it is still not hurting us. Okay. Then my son-in-law, my partner and daughter, decided that they needed to go a different direction, because the economy tilted. Then we started not having as many jobs, so it was hard to make payroll for all of us. So they decided they needed to go do a different direction and go do something else. And I decided I was going to take the company, and I was still going to work it, going to run with it and stuff. So that, and now fast forward to today. Today is our economy and the jobs and stuff. It's slower. It really is. There's not as many jobs out there. And what I am seeing is a lot of new people jumping into the junk removal business, thinking that they're going to make a lot of money. I want to tell you, if you have a job, you better keep it. Especially if you have a job that's give you good benefits, good retirement, and you got a good paycheck, keep it, because you're going to regret leaving that job to trying to come into junk removal full time and make a living. It's not going to happen. And you may think, well, I do things different. I know. Well, you may know, but you don't know. That's the thing. You really don't know. You got to set up your books. You got to run your numbers. You got to know what you're worth, how much you're going to charge, and things out there, what your costs are to run a job, insurances. I mean, I've got commercial insurance, I've got liability, I've got workman's compensation, I'm bonded, I'm a licensed contractor. So I've got it all, and there's a lot of people out there that are not running the proper insurance. They're running personal insurance on their vehicle. I want to tell you, that's a recipe for disaster for you. You may not get caught right away, but when you get in an accident and your insurance company finds out that you've been running a business with your truck, and you haven't switched over to commercial, they're going to drop you like a hot potato, and you're going to owe all that money. You're going to be liable for it. They're not going to be on the hook. You are, because you weren't honest up front. You lied about your status. Okay. So don't do that, guys. If you're going to play the game, play it right, because you go out there and you get hurt on somebody else's property, on a customer, you get hurt on their property. What are you going to do? If you're really bad hurt, you're going to wind up suing them, the homeowner, because you got hurt on their property because you don't carry the proper insurance for yourself to cover you and cover your homeowner. You're not your homeowner, but your client, the homeowner. Yeah. So don't just, if you're going to do it right. But I'm going to tell you, don't quit a job over it. Don't quit a job over this business. It's not here, guys. It's not here. You may come and say, well, I'm going to come in and I'm going to undercut everybody. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You're not going to make it. And especially if you go into buying a truck, buying a trailer, you have payments and all that, you are not going to make it. Period. Bottom line. And stuff. I'm seeing junk companies all over the country leaving the industry because they've gone bankrupt. Because every week there's a junk removal company going out of business, and it seems like right now every week there's 3 or 4 new guys coming in to the junk removal business. The business is not here right now. It is not. This could you do this as a side hustle? Yeah, you could do it as a side hustle. You could on the weekend. It's not, but who wants to do weekend work when you're working 40 hours a week plus on your day job, and then guaranteeing and going over to the weekend and working all weekend, and then come back on Monday and working another 40, 80 hours a week, work week. That gets old real fast. I know you can do it when you first start because you got the adrenaline, you're happy, you're excited, that, oh man, I'm going to go do this. I get it. The excitement is there, but let me tell you, the business right now is not there. Period. I don't care what anybody says. Stay away from these gurus that want to sell, go out there and say, yeah, you can make $1,000 a day and show all this wad of cash, turn trash into cash, right now. No, they're lying to you. I'm sorry. They're lying to you, because I've been in the trenches. I've been out there. I pound the pavement. I do a lot, and the business is not there. So don't listen to these YouTube gurus that think, they're trying to get you to buy their course or trying to get you to buy their CRMs. Don't do it. I'm telling you, do not do it. And if you want to buy a company, I'll sell you mine. I'll sell you Junk 911. You got the money? You want to go in debt? I'll sell it to you. I got the trucks, I got the trailers, I got it all. But that's a recipe for disaster, I want to tell you. So guys, please protect your families, protect yourself. Don't jump in here thinking you're going to cut a fat hog in the ass, because you're not. It's not going to happen. So anyway, I'm coming up on 23 minutes here. I've been kind of telling my story a little bit and putting this out there. Just be mindful of where you're at. Know your industry, know your area. Like if you're in LA and in big populations, it may not affect you as much, but if you're in a smaller area with smaller population and there's a lot of guys in that area already, you're not going to make it. And half of those guys are not going to make it. I know 3 guys right now that I know pretty good. I will doubt that they'll be in business another year. I really do. It just, they're just, we got a lot of disingenuous people out there. Be honest with yourself. For one, look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Are you willing to lose a paycheck to try to gain a little bit of money on the junk removal side? Don't do it. Don't do it at all. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. And anybody that's thinking about trying to get into the junk removal business right now, just think twice about it, really. And especially if you got a good paycheck, good pension, insurance. Because when you come into business for yourself, unless you got a lot of money, you're not going to have insurance. You're not going to have it because you can't, as a single operator, you can't afford it. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you, you can't afford it. So you'll be running with no insurance, health insurance, all that. Just keep that in mind. Put that in the back of your mind when you're talking to your wife or talking to your significant other. Talk about those things. You have to. You have to talk about it and stuff. And if excuse me, if you still think you're going to come into it, you know what? Good luck. I hope you make it. A lot of you won't, and a lot of you are going to go bankrupt, and you're going to own. You're going to damage your credit, and the bank repo man's going to be coming, taking a look at you. I don't want to sound like a doom and gloom, but right now it's reality. It really is. So, anyways, guys, this is Kevin with Junk 911. I wish you well. I hope you prosper in whatever endeavor you do. But just research the industry before you jump, and talk to your spouse, your significant other, and have some real hard face-to-face conversation. And look in the mirror and say, are you willing to go without a paycheck 2-3 weeks when the business is not there? Because when you first start out, it's going to start out slow, especially in this economy. If you get 1-2 jobs a week, you're lucky. So anyway, guys, take care again, and we'll see you on the flip side.